Hey guys, it is Dr. Pamela Donnelly. I am here today to talk to you about majors and why having your student pick the right fit major is critically important to their success in the college admissions journey. If you like this content, please subscribe on College Admissions Simplified's YouTube channel. You can also find me in a Facebook group called College Admissions Simplified for Parents. And let's just jump right into this issue of majors. You know, a common question I get asked in the free consultations that I offer is it okay if I'm undecided? I mean, after all, I'm only 16 or 17 years old. And the parent says, yeah, they're undecided. They'll figure it out in college. The thing to know is that depending on the school, and sure, there are many, many schools where you can do that. And I'm not saying you must know, or commit to exactly what you're going to do for the rest of your life at that age. Of course not. And I very often talk about the fact that, our careers across time can have really interesting trajectories, right? We've got these twists, these turns, these detours that dictate destinations. It is such an exciting journey that is ahead of these young people. But in terms of my job, which is helping you to gain admittance to selective or highly selective colleges with maximum merit-based financial aid, there are some things to know. And here's the big phrase of the day. Are you ready? Non-impacted major. Non-impacted majors matter. What does that mean? Well, impaction is an interesting phenomenon. You probably remember that game called musical chairs, right? So everybody's, coming into the room, and let's say there's 20 people, they're going to play this game, and there are 10 seats, and you walk around those 10 seats, and then the music stops and everybody's trying to get a seat, and half of the people get a seat and the other half don't. That's basically impaction. Impaction means a major that is so popular that your student is now competing with a much larger pool of applicants than perhaps some non-impacted options that it would be very much worth your while to find out about. Very important. So let's think about how to identify a non-impacted major. First of all, let's talk about business. Now, business is the #1 major by far in this country. In recent years, we've seen somewhere around 18% of male applicants, 16% of female applicants. I don't see much data out there yet for non-binary applicants, which I'm hoping that they'll start to provide to us. But in the meantime, we are aware that this is the most popular broad major. So let's just begin by remembering there are broad majors. These are departments in colleges and universities, but there are sub majors underneath these broad majors. Think about business. Business can be just business, but if your student applies, says, I'm a business major, okay, great. You are now in a huge pool because you have not identified the right fit non-impacted major within that. Is it finance? Is it entrepreneurship? Is it marketing? Is it hospitality? Is it real estate? Da 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 da. There's a lot that happens in those business sub-majors. Some are more impacted. Finance is more impacted than hospitality. Doesn't mean that you should now go become a hospitality major when you never cared about that. But an important part of this is remembering that when the time comes in the summer between 11th and 12th grade to do what I call weaving the narrative thread of the application, you want for everything that student has been doing to make sense to an admissions officer looking at the application. So if they're applying into, let's say, a finance major, that they should not, their classes need to reflect that. Their extracurricular activities should be reflecting that. There should be congruence and kind of a sense of this is a student that had their head in the game. They had apprenticeships or internships in the summers. They did programs perhaps on campus in summers between 10th, 11th, 11th, 12th that are building their know-how in these areas. Another one I'll mention quickly is biology. So many pre-med students that are really interested in going into the medical field are just applying into biology. Biology is a huge, broad major. Is it cellular biology? Are you interested in microbiology? Is it, there are, literally dozens of non-impacted majors within that. Now, I have software that my team and I developed where I take students through that every time I do a free consultation, because I think it's important for you to be able to understand this as a concept so that you're not just applying into these broad majors and harming yourself. I always say, you're not applying to college, you're applying into a program at a college. So when students come in the door, it's always very interesting to me. I'll say, oh, where do you have anything on your list? Oh yeah, I'm really interested. And they'll throw out a name, Santa Barbara. And I'll say, okay, great. What do you want to study at Santa Barbara? And then they'll start saying majors that UC Santa Barbara doesn't even have, you know? So, you know, and of course it's understandable. Gosh, when I was 15, 16, what did I know about this? I didn't know what majors were. You know, I would have felt probably pretty embarrassed if somebody had asked me, what does an impacted major mean? But our job as adults is to empower these kids so that they can get out there and have the advantages they need to compete for the spots in that musical chairs game that I was just talking about. I wish we could just, wouldn't it be nice if we could just harness all the human capital of every student everywhere? Wouldn't it be nice if we lived in a world where money wasn't the barrier and lack of information wasn't the problem? One of the reasons that I've created the College Admissions Simplified channel on YouTube is to make sure that the stuff that I know isn't just for sale to the highest bidder, to the people who hire me. I just want everybody to know this. I believe in a level playing field. Like, get out there on the line, you know, kind of like in the Olympics when you see them run in the race and they've got their foot on the block and everybody's hands are down. It's like, on your mark, get set, go. And may the fastest runner win. You know, one way to run fast is to have smart information. And that's really what I'm here to help you do. So thanks for letting me help. You can reach out and find me online at mentorship.pameladonnelly.com. And I'm here for you. Good luck. See you next time.